Hi, I'm Andrea. Thank you for joining me for this 30-minute yoga practice. I have a couple of blocks here. If you don't have blocks, it's fine. Some thick books are a great substitute. Also, a folded towel. It could just be a kitchen towel. Nice to pad our knees or sometimes to fold and sit on. I do happen to be on a yoga mat, but if you don't have one, just find a place in your house that's not too slippery, maybe a rug or carpeted. Nice to have a chair nearby for help with balance, sometimes to help us get onto the floor. And lastly, I have a bolster, but you can pull a cushion off your couch, or maybe you've got a pretty sturdy pillow from your bed that will also act as a bolster. And then let's begin in our bedrock standing pose, our mountain pose. So feet hip distance, turn your palms away from each other. Stand in the majesty of your mountain with a little softness to your knees, so we don't want to lock into our knees. Let your gaze be just at the horizon, what I like to call our bright horizon. And let's take a moment to stop so that we can start. Feel your breath rise and fall. If you're able to breathe simply through your nose, that's great. Of course, mostly I want you to breathe. Turn the arrows of attention inward versus distractedly outward. We'll add a bit of movement to our mountain. Inhale, arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky, a V shape. Hinge at your hips and take your hands to the tops of your thighs. So our little sun salutation. Inhale, your heart extends forward and you traction your hands onto your thighs like a little dusting of back bend in the upper back. Exhale, hinge at your hips, and then inhale, arms out and up, thumbs to the sky, a V shape. Float your arms along your side. Inhale, arms out and up, thumbs to the sky, V shape. Exhale, hinge at your hips and hands to your thighs. Inhale, extend your heart forward. Exhale, fold yourself back in. Inhale, rise, reach, thumbs to the sky, V shape, and then float your arms along your side. One more time like that. Inhale, arms out and up, V shape. Exhale, hinge at your hips and hands to your thighs. Inhale, your heart forward. Exhale, fold it back in. Inhale, rise, reach, thumbs to the sky. Pause in your mountain and let's step wide. So take your arms out to the side with your thumbs to the sky and measure basically ankles underneath wrists. However, we're going to refine that. We'll probably need to change that up a little bit. Turn your right leg out so that your right foot is facing the short edge of your mat. Cheat your back heel at a 45-degree angle, and then let's try it on for size. Bend your front knee. We don't want our knee further forward than our ankle, so you can see on me, that's starting to happen. Maybe you join me in a little bit more front and back space. And then we'll be dynamic. Straighten your front leg and V shape with your thumbs to the sky, your arms up, and then bend your front knee and come into our V shape. We go back and forth, kind of oiling the machine a little bit. I'd like to find my exhale as I bend my knee and inhale as I reach and straighten my leg. Your tempo might be a little different than mine. That's fine. That's great. Let's do 2-ish more of these. And then bend your front knee. Keep your thumbs to the sky. Try to use your back leg. Your left thigh bone is pressing into your hamstring. Take your left hand light as a feather onto the thigh, onto your left thigh. And then with your thumb to the sky on your right hand, just reach back a tiny bit. Come back to warrior two, thumbs to the sky. Take your right forearm across your thigh and your left thumb up to the sky. It's called dancing warrior. Keep hugging your right hip underneath you so we're not swinging our butt out behind us. And then come to warrior two. Thumb to the sky, reversing. Left hand light as a feather on your back leg. And then back to warrior two. Right forearm across your thigh. Left thumb to the sky. Back to warrior two. If you wanted to, you could straighten your front leg like we did earlier and take a little break. Left hand on your left thigh, right thumb to the sky. Back to our warrior two. Forearm across the thigh, left thumb to the sky. Back to our warrior two. Slowly straighten your front leg, thumbs to the sky, V shape. And then bend your front knee, and we'll just settle into Warrior Two and its stillness for a moment. You can always lower your arms or come back to that straight leg if you want or need to. 3 meditative moments here. And lower your arms and straighten your front leg. Turn all of your toes to face that long edge of your mat. We should be pretty well spaced, so just turn your left leg out. You'll see your left foot face that short edge of your mat. Cheat your back heel at a 45-degree angle, thumbs to the sky, arms out to the side. Bend your front knee. You can double check that there's that vertical line between your knee and your ankle, and then straighten your front leg and V-shape your thumbs to the sky, arms overhead. Exhale into your warrior pose. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Let's do 2-ish more times. If your tempo is different than mine, enjoy. Pause with your front leg straight and your thumbs to the sky. And then bend your front knee. Warrior Two. Thumbs stay skyward, but right hand comes to your back thigh. Left thumb to the sky as you reach. And then back to Warrior Two, thumbs to the sky. Left forearm across your thigh, right thumb to the sky. Back to Warrior Two, thumbs to the sky. Remember, you can straighten that front leg anytime. Right hand on your back thigh, left thumb reaches high. Back to Warrior Two with your thumbs to the ceiling and left forearm across the thigh. Right arm to the sky. One more round. Warrior Two, and then we reverse it. So right hand on your right thigh, left thumb to the sky. Warrior Two, and then left forearm across your thigh, right arm up to the sky. Back to Warrior Two, straighten your front leg, V-shape, thumbs to the sky, overhead. Slowly rebend your front knee, and we'll sit in our little meditative silence for a moment. Know that you can lower your arms or straighten your leg anytime. Meditation manifestation. Slowly straighten your front leg and lower your arms. Gently turn all of your toes to face that long edge of your mat. Mindfully, heel toe, until we find ourselves hip distance and we stand into our mountain. After such a long time in a wide stance, let's get settled. Steadiness of our mountain to carry us forward. Make your way to the front edge of your mat. A few different props to assemble. Maybe you use your chair, and if you're going to use your chair, just turn it so that it's facing you, the seat is facing you. If you enjoy using blocks or books, take them off your work area, but within reach, so off to the side and tall. Then stand into your mountain right here in front of your chair. Chair pose here in front of your chair, thumbs to the sky, and then straighten your legs and pause. So quite a bit of dynamic movement again. Chair pose, thumbs to the sky, V-shape. And stand up into your mountain. This time a little bit different. Chair pose. When we stand up and lower our arms, right knee into our chest and then back to our chair pose. Thumbs to the sky, a V-shape. When you stand, left knee towards your chest and then stamp hip distance into your chair. Stand and right knee into your chest. Stand into your chair pose, and then when you stand up, left knee into your chest. Chair pose, let's just stand into our mountain for a moment. Inhale, chair. Exhale, hinge at your hips and hands to your thighs. Inhale your heart forward. Either take your hands onto the seat of your chair or assemble your blocks a little bit closer. Step your left foot back, and we are in a lunge position. So we're gathering ingredients for a little flow that we're going to do together. Steer your right hip back and your left hip forward. Notice where you are in space. And then step your left foot hip distance from your right. Bring your hands onto your thighs. Inhale your heart forward and exhale, fold. Chair pose, V-shape overhead, and then stand into your mountain. Chair pose. Exhale, hinge at your hips, hands to your thighs. Inhale your heart forward. Exhale your hands to your chair or to your blocks, and this time it's your right foot that steps back, and we're in our lunge. So you're dialing back the left hip and letting that right hip move forward, and you're just finding the proprioception, which is a fancy way of saying where we are in space, because we're going to mix these things together in a moment. I don't mean to give away the surprise, but I want each bit of our soup to make sense before it becomes a whole soup. Step your right foot hip distance from your left. Bring your hands to your thighs. Inhale. Exhale, hinge at your hips. And then chair pose, thumbs to the sky, V shape. Stand it up and pause. Chair pose. Inhale. Exhale. Stand on your right foot. Take your left knee into your chest. It's kind of like we did before. Now you're going to take your hands onto the seat of your chair or onto your blocks and step that left foot back. It's like stepping back into the unknown. Even though moments ago we were here, we've entered it differently. That's what I meant about the proprioception word. Step your left foot, hip distance from your right, and bring your hands to your thighs. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Chair pose, V shape. Stand and pause. Chair pose. When you stand, stand on your left leg, take your right knee into your chest. Now we'll step back, hands to your chair or onto your blocks. Keep your head higher than your hips. Find your lunge, so it's your old friend lunge. You're introducing yourself from a step back into it. And then step right foot hip distance from left, hands to your thighs. Inhale. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Chair pose. And stand into your mountain. We'll flow that a bit. Chair pose. As you stand, bring your left knee into your chest. Step your left foot back carefully. Head stays higher than your hips. Hands come to your chair or to your blocks. Step. Left foot hip distance from right. Hands to your thighs. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Chair pose. Thumbs to the sky. Stand and pause. Again, chair pose. As you stand, stand on your left leg, bring your right knee into your chest, and then carefully step it backwards, hands to your chair or to your blocks. I'm having a total sunshine peekaboo as I do that. I'm at my mother's house and it's lots of windows. And then step right foot, hip distance from left, hands to your thighs. Inhale. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Chair pose, thumbs to the sky, and then stand into your mountain. Let's do that one more time. Chair pose, inhale. Stand it up and bring your left knee into your chest. Step it back. Find your way into your lunge. Your head stays high, your hands come to your chair or to your blocks. Step your left foot hip distance from your right and take your hands to your thighs. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, hinge a little more at your hips. Chair pose, thumbs to the sky, and then stand. Palms face out. Last one, last side. Chair pose. As you stand, bring your right knee into your chest. Keep your head high as you step back and use your chair or your blocks to find your lunge. Pause in your lunge just for a moment. And then step right foot hip distance from left. Hands to your thighs. Inhale. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Chair pose, thumbs to the sky, and then stand and pause. Fully inhabit your mountain. Get steady and still. Look at your bright horizon. In my case, it's very, very bright. So is yours. Now, chair pose. Hinge at your hips and hands to your thighs. Inhale your heart forward. Use that chair, use your blocks to make your way gently, one knee and then the other, towards the floor. Move your props mindfully out of the way. So that means our blocks and our chair, but we will introduce another potential for a prop. You might want that towel to pad your knees. So you can pad your knees with your towel and curl your toes under also. That helps a lot. And then let's position carefully our wrists underneath our shoulders. So they're not too far forward, they're not too far back. You want to really think of a nice vertical scaffolding almost. Spread your hands wide. Oomph into your arms so we're not collapsed. You can think shoulder blades on your back and also lift your low belly towards your spine. Once we're solid in the upper body, step your right foot back as if you were going to step into a plank. And really use the fact that we have the ground beneath that foot as inspiration to press your right thigh bone into its hamstring, so like the muscle behind it. Oomph into your arms again and lift your right leg off your mat. Come onto your left fingertips. Maybe this is where you stay for balance. You can just skip the next parts and stay with this. If this is working for you, it's perfect. Reach your left arm out in front of you. Palm faces sideways as if you were going to shake somebody's hand. We'll add a little bit of movement here. So underneath you, left elbow, right knee come together, and then you reach the two apart. Skip this part if it's too much. Bring your elbow and knee together underneath you, and then reach the two apart. One more time. Bring those two together, and then reach those two apart. Return your left hand to your mat and your right knee to your mat. Come kneeling, and let's twirl our wrists a little bit to release them one way and then the other, and then fists and open so we know that our hands and wrists are released a bit before we make our way to side two. Then side two, we want to organize our alignment so shoulders are over our wrists. We're oomping into our arms to get our shoulder blades on our back. Low belly is lifting. Step your left foot back. And first, play with the idea that we've got the ground to help us. So really feel that leg activated, your left leg. And then use that same activation and oomph once again into your arms. It's so easy to collapse, isn't it? I know, for me too. And as you oomph into your arms, elevate your left leg off the ground and back behind you. Take breaks anytime you need to. Come onto your right fingertips, and this could be where you hang out the duration. That's fine, it's perfect. Right arm can reach out in front of you and left leg behind you. Oomph once again into that left arm, right? I know. And we'll add a little potential movement. Right elbow, left knee underneath you, and then gently reach the two apart. Bring the two together and reach those two apart. Ready? One more time. And then reach the two apart, oomph into that left arm. Pause just for a moment and get long in your two directions. And then right hand down and left knee down. And we come kneeling and we twirl our wrists. And we make fists and open. And then release down. I'm actually going to get my bolster for this next part. And since I know what's coming next, you might follow suit and find whatever you're using as a bolster and bring that into the mix too. We'll be sitting for a little stretch of time. There was movement meditation in our standing poses, and we'll now do a seated meditation on our bolster. So let's cross right shin in front of left shin. And you'll notice I didn't say cross at the ankles. I want you to walk across so it feels a little bit like you're aiming your ankles underneath your knees. Because we're sitting for a little stretch of time, and we'll be sitting for a meditation, make yourself as comfortable as you can. And by the way, you're allowed to move and fix if you need to. We just want to try to get away from that fidgety mindset as best we can. So if you're uncomfortable, you're not exactly setting yourself up for success, right? Make yourself comfortable and let your palms rest up or down. On this first side, we'll just use our breath as our guide. about sitting in mountain pose. Let there be a string out the crown of your head that is lifting you high to the sky. You might close your eyes if that's uncomfortable, and it is for some of us. Just divert your gaze down. But as you divert your gaze down, you're going to try not to let that slump you down. So it's just that your attention turns inward. And then with your eyes closed and maybe your diverted gaze, notice your breath. Let it rise out the crown of your head as you inhale, and pause for just a beat. And then exhale like you're exhaling into your roots, into your seat. And pause at the bottom. Inhale. Up your spine, out the crown of your head. Pause. Exhale into the earth, into your seat. And pause. Inhale. Pause at the top. Exhale. Pause at the bottom. Silent for a full minute here. Just do your best. That's all you can do. Minute. Let's change the cross of our legs, and it might be nice to do a little waggle in between. And then cross your left shin in front, and do cross as deeply as you can so it's not just at your ankles. Pause here. Rest your palms up or down in your lap. If there's another way that you want to have your arms, like you could have your hands on your bolster or anywhere that's comfortable. Let's set ourselves up with comfort and ease. You can close your eyes again if that worked for you, or if you're willing to on this side. Remember, looking down is great too. There are a lot of techniques of meditation that actually ask you to keep your eyes open and to just look down. And this time I'm just going to wash our meditation with a little bit of what's called a mantra, and that's just a fancy way of saying some affirmations. You can take it or leave it. If the words don't resonate with you, it doesn't hurt my feelings. Just give it a try. So once you're seated comfortably and your eyes are closed or gazing down softly, may I be filled with loving kindness. May I live my life with joy and with ease. May I be free from internal and external harm. May I love and accept myself completely exactly as I am right now. May I be happy. May I be happy. May I be happy. Maybe silently you continue, may I be happy, through our full minute of silence. A full minute. You can open your eyes or bring your gaze up, and we'll release our legs from our cross-legged seat with a little waggle. That's called a metta meditation. Metta means loving kindness, just in case you were curious about that. And then come off of your perch and move your perch off to the side and out of your way. Lie down on your back. Once you're lying down, we'll take a supine twist, so a lying down twist. Scoot your hips to the right and let your knees spill over to the left. You might cross your right knee on top of your left knee. And then come to center, and we'll twist the other side. Pick up your hips gently, scoot them to the left, let your knees drop to the right, and you could cross your left knee atop your right knee if that feels good to you. And then come to center. Walk your feet as wide as your mat and let your knees fall in on one another, and then very gently lift your hips up just an inch. Return them to the ground, but feel that there's a little bit more space in your low back as you do, and you can stay like this for our final Shavasana meditation, or extend one leg and then the other. Fall into the arms of the earth. May I be happy. May I be happy. May I be happy. You're always welcome to stay here in Shavasana as long as you'd like. If you're ready, move your fingers and toes, maybe stretch your arms and legs away from each other, and then gather your knees in your chest. Roll to either side. Bring yourself up to any sort of comfortable seat, sort of like our meditation seat. Let your palms go up or down. Life is really a meditation. When we take time to find that through movement and stillness on our mat, we can move through the movement and create some stillness in our lives. I'm Andrea. Thank you so much for practicing with me.